Welcome to the Cat Conversation, a show that is entertaining, educating, and empowering cat people. I'm KJ, your kitty correspondent. I hope you enjoy the show. And if you do, remember to rate, review, and subscribe. How you doing? I am so excited to be here with you, KJ, your kitty correspondent. I actually do have a kitty on my lap, but the last time I tried to show you, I disconnected the camera, so you do not get to see Buffy. You can go to my Facebook page to keep up with our positive vibes post every day. We rotate through all 7 cats in the House of Cats so that you equally get to receive positive vibes from all of them. And I am very excited to bring in a guest that I met at the International Cat Show and Expo, who brings all of the positive vibes. And we have so much fun stuff to cover today. And if we're lucky, we're going to see her famous cat. Welcome to the show, Arden Moore and pet safety cat Casey.
Hey, pause up, KJ and everybody out there. Casey says, how you doing?
I'm so excited that Casey has decided to join us today. And I get it because, we have cats. So if he decides at some point that he needs to, bow out because he's got important cat stuff to do, that's totally
Well,
fine.
he found where I stashed the treats. So he's using his nose and his charm to try to, he's purring like a Mack truck too. He's a pretty malleable boy. Come on, boy, you go over here.
And I see, even though this is the cat conversation, I always tell people, that we are lovers of cats and dogs. We just focus on cats here to help people understand them a little bit better. But you got your pups with you too.
This is the larger one, is a terrier mix named Kona, pet safety dog Kona, a therapy dog who helps me and Casey teach pet first aid. And the one clamoring for attention is Emma, my Gemma. And she says, I'm just here for the treats.
I get that. So Arden and I met at the cat shows. We were talking about the International Cat Show and Expo. And for those of you who are, following along, and you've been following me for a long time here in Indianapolis, I'm very excited to share that Arden is a Hoosier, born and raised in Crown Point, right?
Yes, land of John Dillinger with the fake gun and the big courthouse in the town square, which is really shaped like a circle, but that's another thing. Yes, we are CP.
So my husband grew up in Crown Point. He moved to Greenfield when he was in high school, but he still, he claims Crown Point as his home. So it was interesting to be at this, cat show with thousands and thousands of people. And then, I was rushing to find you, and then to find out that, you grew up in the same place as my husband. So
there you go.
It is a small world, and it has been for people getting to know you first before we get into something I think is really important, which is the safety part and CPR and the things you do with Casey. Let's talk about how you found yourself in the pet world, because not everybody that wants to be in journalism or on TV or radio or print becomes a pet guru in that world, and here you are.
Well, we share a similar background, KJ. I started out as a daily newspaper reporter. Y'all remember daily newspapers?
Yeah.
I did that for 20 years and covered everything from Super Bowls and space shuttles to serial killers.
Wow.
And then I went into the publishing world, where Rodale Press, which is where you might know Prevention Magazine, Men's Health. Mm-hmm. And then for the last 20 years, which makes me mathematically very old, I have been in the pet world, focusing on health, safety, behavior, and a little fun. So my last name is Moore, and I wear a lot of collars in the pet world. I do everything from hosting 2 shows, the longest running pet podcast on the planet, Oh Behave, on the air since '07 when no one knew what a podcast was.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
my mouse now has a podcast. I don't know. And then a couple years ago, I got invited to be on a syndicated show. It's called Four Legged Life. It's radio, and then we go to YouTube and other formats. I've written 27 pet books. I'm a fear-free speaker, and I go and help. My passion is I'm a master instructor teaching pet first aid and CPR with Casey, the hardest working safety cat on the planet. Bring me another one that has taught thousands. And my terrier mix, Kona. Everything is veterinary approved, but we make the classes fun and practical, and it's called Pet First Aid for You.
How did
How's that?
you yeah, I mean, seriously, like how how do you do it all? But how did you get to that point where you realized how important it was to be teaching the safety side of things for pets?
That's a good question, KJ. I focused a lot on behavior, but then I realized pet first aid, I tell my students, we're that life-saving bridge between the uh-oh and the vet clinic. So if more of us pet parents and pet professionals know what to do and what not to do when minutes count, we just may be able to save our pet's life. So I work with a lot of veterinarians. Some of them are ER and critical care, some of them are internal, and some are feline medicine certified. And I just realized that completed my circle. And so humbly, I've actually done CPR 5 times and I've saved 3 pets.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And you are, this is, it's fascinating to me when we were talking, you are able to teach this in a Zoom call. You work with people all over the world, right?
Yeah. And it's, hey, folks, it's not your typical Zoom call. It isn't death by PowerPoint. People actually get to participate. I keep my classes small. I get to know you, and I teach it in different levels. I teach pet parents. I teach pet professionals. I actually do a 16-hour stuck with me and Casey and Kona 2-day class for people to become instructors.
Oh, wow.
Hang on one second.
Yep, no problem. This is a pet show. We always welcome leaving
the door to the treat room, and Casey found the treat bag and he had it in his mouth. So all those bloodhounds out there, don't be jealous. Casey nosed out the treats, and the treats are now safe and secure.
Excellent.
But anyway, so I teach a 2-day program for people to become certified instructors. And we've done this with Pro Pet Hero since 2018. And I think we've trained over 400, 450 people. I call them Arden's Army. So I teach people in Egypt, in New Zealand, all over Europe through Zoom, but it's live, it's interactive. You get a 2-year certificate. And people, the nice thing is, instead of a class in person, I do that, of course, but you could have your well-mannered dog or cat in your home as I guide you on how to wrap a wound or how to do the right kitty Heimlich maneuver if they're choking. So it's better than you think. And I've been so honored. Earlier this year, a nonprofit called Let's Be Smart sponsored me for 2 weeks, and I went to England and Greece, and I taught pet first aid to a bunch of different groups. And of course, Casey and Kona stayed home. That would be crazy. But yeah, it was, what an experience. So I love what I do, and if I can help you save your pet's life, that's my job. That's my quest.
I want to show everybody the video of the moment that we met, and
Okay.
show people in this environment with all, thousands of people, that Casey is able to be a very good partner with you in this. And it's always important to me on this show, and certainly if you're listening, we want you to go to youtube.com/KJ today so you can watch this, because anytime I can show people that ability to train a cat, to teach a cat, It changes the conversation, which is the point of this show, is to have different conversations about what cats are capable of and remove some of our ideas that we've just kind of instilled, like this is how cats are. Cats can be very different. And so before we get into how you did that, I want to show everybody, this is literally like moments after we met at the International Cat Show and Expo.
Come on, Swagger. Come here. Casey, come here. Come here. Come here, watch this. Case. Sit. Touch.
Oh,
That's so cute.
good
And he
job,
doesn't put his claws out.
Casey. Just a gentle touch.
Yeah, you want to see him do it again?
Yes.
Casey, come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Sit. Touch.
Oh,
He just proved he's ambidextrous.
oh my God, he is.
Because he just did it with it. Now you can do it.
I can't imagine your class. It's got to be so much fun.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go
All
for
right,
it.
Casey, sit.
Touch.
Oh,
There you go. You got it.
yay!
I love
That is, I think for people who have this traditional idea of what a cat is, to watch him be able to just do simple tricks like that, but then you've got him to the point where he's helping you teach a cat. Let's go back to the beginning. And how do you even get a cat to understand training like that?
There was an amazing veterinarian specializing in feline medicine, the late great Dr. Elizabeth Colleran. She ran 2 cat clinics in the West. Anyway, she taught me this thing. She goes, Arden, with cats, you never force, you always negotiate. So you need to have more patience when training a cat than, say, a dog. Casey is now a certified therapy cat with Love on a Leash. And so, if you got a curious kitten or a young cat or something, you can mark the behavior. When he raised that paw, I would say, shake paws, and I would give him a treat. And people talk about clicker training. You don't have to have a fancy clicker, just with your tongue or something, or click a pen. Yeah, but you mark the behavior you want, and then you give a reward for it. But it's sort of, it just takes time. And you also first have to build a sense of security and safety in that pet. They know that you're there for their best interest. And once you have that safety connection, they're more open to learning. And you also very much need to teach them one-on-one, very short sessions. Bring on the grade A level treats. Casey he has a wide palate, thank gosh. But you just see what they do. I have another orange tabby who jumps through hoops.
Wow.
His name is Rusty the Performer. He says no thank you to pet first aid classes. Casey says no thank you to jumping through hoops. So find out what they dig and what they like. He walks on a leash. He rides in a stroller. We just came back from the Virginia Cat Festival, where he greeted, wearing a cowboy hat, because we're in Dallas.
Mhm.
He greeted 600 plus people, never
Wow.
once stressed out.
Wow.
So he digs it. So find out what your cat digs. Okay. And don't be that, person that, what do you call them? Helicopter parents, where they hover over them and they want them to do this and they want them to do that. They feel your stress. They feel the tension, and they're like, cat leaving.
Yeah. So what is Casey's role when you are teaching a class? Does he understand he needs to like sit still for some of it? Are you showing people how to do
Oh, yeah.
CPR and things with him?
Yeah, we teach a dog cat class that's 4.5 hours. And we also teach a 3-hour cat only first aid CPR class. And then we can do little ones. But Casey knows that he hangs around in either in the classroom or in my studio in the back, where I teach the Zoom ones. And he knows I can lure him with a treat. And he knows it's time to do the kitty Heimlich. It's time to do the one-handed CPR. It's time to do a head to tail wellness check. And so I kind of let him hang. And when I need him, I lure him with treats or my charming personality, and he's there. So he isn't sitting there like a statue the whole time. And he's hilarious. He will do things you don't expect, like he just did. He figured out I forgot to shut the treat door, and he grabbed the bag of treats while we're on the air. So, I love him because he's got a lot of personality.
Yes, he does. What a special little guy.
He
So
goes, "Well, actually, KJ,
let's
I'm a
see.
long, lean, purring machine."
Look at that. Wow. I was amazed. And of course, they're show cats. So part of the International Cat Show and Expo is an actual show. And just watching how those cats like let you stretch them out and the things that they're doing, it it just motivates me more to have more conversations to help people understand it. Like you said, when once you've gained their trust,
They
the
feel safe and
yep.
they trust you. Those are the two priorities first.
Yeah, and I mean, I in the cat club, and anytime we get together, sometimes, and we'll do this podcast live at the Smitten Kitten Cat Cafe, and
I
it's
love
people.
that.
It's such
Smitten.
a great. Oh my gosh, it's such a great place to be able to do this. But even the fact that we're in a cat cafe and all of these cats, because they have figured out how to make them feel safe, are existing together. They're used to shift changes of every half hour to an hour. New people are in there. Like we really,
Yeah,
really just need to get out of our own heads and give cats a little more credit. Because I stress to people always, this is the thing I leave them with. A safe cat is a happy cat. If you can get a cat feeling safe, you're going to get the happy cat that you wanted to have when you adopted them. But we get so messed up and caught up in behaviors, and oh, they just aren't social and they just hide under the bed under the time all the time. Like, no, let's see what we can do to make
yeah,
the cat feel safe, because you didn't get that cat so that it would hide under the bed all the time. You got
right, exactly. I mean, I got
to
Casey
check.
from the San Diego Humane Society, and so he is not a rescue. You know what I call him? A
Mhm.
shelter alum.
Oh, I like
Boost up
that.
those shelters. And for all of you, bless you, that are fostering dogs, cats, and you found that one dog, that one cat that you know belongs in your family. Please don't look at the ground and shuffle your feet and say, "Well, I'm a foster failure." No, you are a foster success because you found that this was the right cat for you, the right dog for you. You're going to have that cat, that dog, hopefully longer than your job, maybe where you live, your car, close your ears, maybe your relationship. The one constant for the 10 plus years would be that cat. So if you found one while fostering and this cat works with you and you love this cat and that cat loves you, you're a foster success.
I love that. That's so important. It's not a failure. It's a, the universe brought you together for a reason, and I really do think like Casey is meant to be with you.
Yeah.
Grayson, my cat that goes out and does Pet Pals TV stories with me, and
Mhm.
he went to the Mutt Strut at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It was
Wow.
4,000 dogs and my one cat. And he wanted out of his stroller to like be with the dogs and calm the
Right.
dogs
See?
that were nervous. And so like these cats, they, if you give them that trust, you give them that absolute safe space, they can be so much more than you could possibly imagine. And if that cat came to you, regardless of if you're fostering or you just felt compelled, that cat's with you for a reason, that dog's with you for a reason.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
I want to talk about, you mentioned you've published so many books,
Oh, yeah.
and I
Very
want to,
strong typing fingers.
yeah, man, I don't know how you've done it, because I've got my one book out, Raised by Cats, behind the
Yeah, it's
mic
a
in the
good one. I
house.
read it. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. It really was just it was easy because it was so easy to write about that purpose that each cat served, even when I didn't think they were supposed to be with me, like you said. I was like, this cat, I'm just taking care of this cat for a little while. And that cat's like, no, no. I'm here for a reason with you. But you have several books that are very specific to cats. that
Sure.
could help the person who is watching right now.
Okay. I
People
can show
come,
'em. Can I
yeah,
be
like
black and white?
let's get your books out. Let's do some show and tell, because a lot of
Okay.
people come to this podcast not only to be entertained, but they come because there's some pain point going on and they want that better relationship with their cat.
I've worked with a number of publishers. This is with Story and Workman. It is my latest book. It's called the Cat Behavior Answer Book, and it just came out about a year ago. And it is in a Q&A format. And I am a fear-free certified speaker. So we talk about fear, anxiety, and stress, but quirky cat behaviors, all these fun things are in here. And I was so stoked because I convinced my publisher to please put my Casey on the cover.
There he
And I know there's
is.
all these other ones, but Casey needs to be on the cover. And then if you have kids or grandkids, I wrote this book recently. It's called A Kid's Guide to Cats. And I love it because in the book, Casey has little pull-out sidebars where he talks to the kids. And
Aw.
I hope we don't get in trouble, but page 129, the kids have voted, is the best page. And it is this one right here, which is, Have I Left a Doozy for You? Because we teach kids the importance of being a poopologist, paying attention to the potty habits of your cat. This book now is in 5 languages and in 5 reprints. All these books are on Amazon. And then right before the start of the new year, I was asked by my publisher, and I have a How to Speak Cat calendar monthly, really cool photos. Every inside has a behavior tip that I give you. And for you dog folks, How to Speak Dog. So I've never been a calendar girl before, but now I am. So all these are on Amazon and ardenmoore.com. But I'm stoked. I've never been asked to do it. And Workman Publishing is like the number 1 publisher of calendars. So please,
Wow.
guys, you're looking for a holiday gift idea? Come on.
Yeah. Can you give us maybe one, either from the book or from the calendar, maybe an aha moment that you had with cats of like, oh, that's what they're trying to communicate when they do that.
Well, people get embarrassed when cats follow us into the bathroom,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
they sometimes sit in the sink, or sometimes they just look at you. And you're like, really? I just need some privacy. Actually, that's a cat compliment. That is saying to you, okay, you're quiet. You're not watching TV. You're not on the phone. You are, stationary position. I don't mind the smell. I know what you had for breakfast. I'm smelling your poop. I know. But it's a bonding moment for the cat. And you actually should regard that as a compliment. And the cats in the sink, they're smart. They know that usually sinks are curved and things like that. So it's a beautiful little cool hug on a hot day. And so the bathroom cat is actually telling you, you rock my world.
I love that.
And they're going
Now,
to watch if you wash your hands afterwards. So just,
good hygiene. Now, one of the things I'm excited about having you here with us is that you're also, obviously very knowledgeable in dogs as well. I grew up with dogs. I have some knowledge of dogs, but cats they just spoke to me. Like I came out and my first word was kitty. It wasn't mama. It was,
that's pretty cool. You
I
were
mean,
destined, KJ.
I was. And it made, I say, if my mother was alive, she would be so glad to know that if I was going to say kitty before mama, that I made a career out of it.
There you
So,
go. There you go.
but you know a lot about dogs. And I have a lot of people that will come to me in KJ's Cat Club, which I think you joined. If you haven't joined, I'd love to have you in
I
there.
did. I
Good.
believe I did. Yes.
Well,
Yeah. And I do have the dog behavior answer book and How to Speak Dog calendar and a ton of other dog books, but dogs and cats, if I may, I have an
yes.
acronym. Okay. This is an Arden original.
Okay.
Dogs put the D in drool, the O in obey, the G in goofy, and the S in seconds, please. But cats put the C in candid, the A in attitude, the T in tenacious, and the S in so what? You got to know that cats are not small dogs. So I teach pet first aid with a real dog and a real cat, and they are definitely different species. And Kona, come here, Kona. Come on, Kona. Up, Kona. Come here.
Oh, yay, we get Kona.
Kona says, my nickname is Ice Cream Kona, and this is my sister, Emma, my Gemma. And I love teaching pet first aid and visiting memory care centers and just making people better humans. And she loves cats. She thinks cats are gods. So that's how I train my dogs.
Let's talk about that, because when someone comes into the group and they'll ask, like, I have a dog and a cat and I want to get a kitten. How do I do those introductions? I mean, I've written a gazillion blogs in my book about, cat introductions, but are there particular things that are different that you could maybe give a couple of tips for someone who maybe is struggling integrating a cat and a dog together?
This is going to sound woo-woo, but it's science behind it. Okay. If you're shallow breathing and you're tense and you're impatient and you just want them to be friends, that's going to be smelled. Those hormones are going to be smelled by both the dog and the cat. You really have to approach it with this calmness, this mindfulness. I'm not trying to make everybody a yoga teacher or Buddhist, but I'm just saying they read our energy. So pick the times to have them mingle when it's one-on-one with them and you, kids, other factors, other pets, other distractions, and always give a treat first to the cat. Always give the meal first to the cat on an elevated surface, and the dog can be, with the bowl on the floor. Dogs are all about rank. They want to know, am I a private? Am I a captain? Cats are like, I don't care about rank because I already own the house.
Yep.
So if you make sure that the dog is seeing that the treat, the head petting and all that goes first to the cat and then to the dog, and you're consistent, they're realizing where their rank is, and they don't mind being a private. The confusion, the problems happen when somebody in the household treats the dog like a king and someone else treats the cat like a king, and then there's confusion.
Got it. That's so great to know, that, like, to remember the dog doesn't care. They just need to know where they
be consistent. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps.
It helps. Oh, it helps a ton. Absolutely.
I live with dogs and cats, and I have all my life, and they are best friends. And it's because I watch how I approach them. I mark rewarding behaviors, and cats rule. And cats always need to have an escape route. If the cat runs up a tree or the cat runs under the bed, don't go, ah! Because you are sparking the prey drive in the dog.
Okay.
Let the cat run and just say to the dog, sit. And the dog's like, oh, well, the cat ran up the tree, up the cat tree, or is under the bed. But Arden's like, take a seat. Oh, must not be such a bad thing. See what you're doing? You're controlling, so it's not chaos and calamity. You're trying to show the dog, hey, when this cat walks into the room, good things happen. Good things happen. And it can't happen overnight.
Thank you so much. This has been so great. Arden,
Let me go get the man. Hang on.
Oh, yes. Let's get Casey one more time. We got to have.
Hi.
There he is. There's the big boy. Thank you so much, Casey. I just.
He's saying thank you, KJ. Right, Casey?
Oh my gosh. Oh, perfect.
He always has something to say. Right, Casey? Right? Oh, now you're going to go mute? He's got a lot of personality. He really is my boy. He is my BFF, my best feline friend. And Kona's my best friend. And Emma, you're my sweet little pal under 20 pounds. Gotta be careful.
I am going to talk to our club and see if we can't get ourselves one of your classes, because we can get.
Yeah, we do a lot of. If you get at least 4 or 5 people together, I do a lot of classes in staff for pet professionals and veterinarians. But I also, if you get a group of people, we can just have a private class at a time and a day that works for you all. And you will get a 2-year certificate. You'll get my bad jokes, and you will get this man who is the hardest working safety cat on the planet.
Yes, he is.
And if you want to do a dog and cat class, Kona will join us.
Okay, that's great. One more time, where can people follow along with all the amazing things that you are doing, Arden?
Well, I hope they'll get our e-newsletter. Just go to ardenmoore.com and YouTube, Arden Moore. And then the Pet First Aid for You, it's Pet First Aid, all spelled out, the number 4 and the letter U. Pet First Aid for You.
All right. Thank you, Arden Moore. Thank you, Pet Safety Casey. And thank you for being a part of the Cat Conversation. I hope that you will subscribe and join us for more episodes. Thanks for joining me for the Cat Conversation, powered by Storms and Melodies Calming Remedies. You can shop stormsandmelodies.com, where you can also get my book, Raised by Cats, Behind the Mic and the Meows. Subscribe so you can keep up with the Cat Conversation, and follow my YouTube channel for the positive vibes of pop culture, people to know, and pets. Go to youtube.com/KJ Today.